I'm here with Callum, aka Drugs. How are you doing other than the...
I've had better days.
Yeah?
But yeah, it's on the mend now, actually, so it's not too bad.
Is it? How long's it been?
It's only been about 3 weeks, but it feels alright. Although, saying that, my whole job is sort of turning things that way, which isn't ideal. But,
oh no, so how did it happen?
Five-a-side, the dangers of Manchester five-a-side football,
Oh
unfortunately.
no.
We won though, so it's worth it.
Did you?
Definitely.
What, did you carry on playing with your...
I didn't even notice I'd done it until the next morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
What, it's swollen up like twice the size?
Yeah, it was pretty painful. It's not some sort of brag about how hard I am, because it definitely hurt. But
oh, yeah, but you were hard night. You were like, yeah, it's fine. I'll be alright.
Tougher up north, definitely.
Oh, exactly. And I read you have been in a punk band before.
I've been in a few shocking punk bands before. Yeah.
Shocking?
Shocking.
And your current musical style is pretty different.
It's slightly different. I think that the ethos is kind of the same, though.
Yeah.
The sort of not really knowing what you're doing. And just sort of chucking sound down and making the best of it. That's kind of the same idea, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like just popping all that in there and seeing what comes out the other side.
Definitely.
So have you ever played in Europe? Because I feel like people in Germany would love your style of music.
I've played almost as many shows in Europe as I have over here, I would say. Yeah, we were over in Europe very quickly. I think we started shows sort of last year last January, and then I think March was the first European trip we did, which was amazing.
So have you got any European festivals lined up?
I think last year we did loads of European festivals, so I think this year we're trying to bring it back to the British stuff, although I imagine we're going to be in Ibiza quite a lot over the next summer. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I think it's all backdoor sort of dealings at the moment, but obviously that's a dream for us to go there.
That would be so unreal. Have you been before?
I've never even been. The one thing everyone always asks me about, all kinds of cool stuff that you get to do in a band, and I've never done any of it before.
Oh.
Like last year, Glastonbury was the first festival I'd ever been to. Never mind play that. You know?
Oh wow!
So this has all been amazing.
So you're excited about getting on the festival bandwagon with Camden Crawl and the meteor Camden Crawl Dublin. So you're going to be playing both of them.
Right.
Have you been to Dublin before?
I have been to Dublin before. I got into a lot of trouble actually because a lot of my family are Irish, and I'd never been before until I got booked to do a gig there. So that was bad crap.
And what happened? Why did you get in trouble?
Well, no, I got in trouble with my family for not going, and the only time I went was for work.
Oh.
But last time we were in Dublin, it was crazy. It was part of the Digitalism tour. I supported Digitalism on tour last year, and Dublin was one of, if not the most crazy show. It was Halloween as well, which just kind of added to the whole madness of it. You know, if you're on a night out or something, you can kind of gauge the atmosphere of a night from the smoking area. And I remember going out for a fag, and I've never seen so many people that smashed at 8 o'clock.
So what was the vibe like? Was it just literally everyone was up for it?
It was one of the biggest party shows of the tour, definitely. People went crazy, and it was I can't remember the venue now, it's quite a big place. But it's just the atmosphere, you know, you can just gauge an atmosphere pretty easily on these kind of nights. And it just seemed really positive, it was great. I
Definitely.
really enjoyed it.
So while you were there, other than staying in the venue and having like the best time ever, which I'm sure you probably wouldn't want to have left, did you go to any cool like bars or pubs or restaurants?
We went to an after-show party with Kimberly from the Pussycat Dolls and another guy who was one of the funniest guys I've ever met, some sort of LA music guy. This has nothing to do with me, this was to do with the crew and the Digitalism crew. Yeah. And we were just sat in this hotel, and then the police came and we got kicked out, and we were walking back to the coach, and it was just like some sort of surreal dream because everyone was walking around the streets in fancy dress. You had like Super Mario and Frankenstein and all kinds of people like that, and obviously everyone was smashed beyond all recognition. It was one of the most surreal experiences of my life. I'll never forget it.
Oh my god, so you must be excited about going back.
Can't wait to go back, yeah, definitely.
Hopefully it will live up to it, I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will.
So have you been, I mean, most people when they visit London, they come to Camden and they're like, oh my god, it's such a cool part of London. Have you spent much time there?
Bits and pieces. I did a show at Proud Galleries with Moby for his album launch party. That was pretty cool. But so I'm from London originally. There's a long story, but I was born in Manchester, grew up in London and moved back to Manchester when I was 16.
Do you miss London at all?
You know, I left. When I left, I hated the place and didn't want to come back. But as you sort of, because I think that's what you do when you grow up somewhere, you have to hate it. It's just the
obviously.
rules. But since I've came back, I've obviously been able to experience a different side of London. Like when I was 16, I never left my little part of it, you know. But now you go to all the cool clubs, especially now I'm playing at them, and you just get a whole different sort of vibe of the place. So I'm a lot bigger on London now than I used to be, definitely.
Yeah. And Camden, like, you'll walk down the street and see ridiculous things, even in the daytime. So
It's like a festival kind of vibe in Camden, just anyway, good with all the stalls and that. So yeah, it's always been a fun place to go back to. We've done a couple of shows there, and yeah, they've always been really busy actually, which is kind of a nice way to gauge the vibe of a place. If you
So have
get
you got
busy
any-
shows, yeah.
exactly. And then that means people are always there partying. And so have you got any like little bars or cute places or that you remember?
I remember loads of places that I enjoy going to, but being from the provinces, I'm always just massively confused by whatever goes on in London, and I couldn't find my way back to any of them.
Yeah.
Especially Camden seems to be purposely set up to be confusing, because there's a place where you kind of go in somewhere and you go under a bridge and then you go round the corner and then you come out of it and I have no idea where I am anymore.
Stables.
The stables, that's
Yeah.
the one, the stables, yeah. There's some really good stuff in there, but when I come out of there, I forgot my name and where I came from, so...
I think that's the best kind of experience because you know you've had a good one if you can't remember your name.
Definitely. No, it's a nice change for us as Northerners as well.
Oh, cool. Well, it was very nice to meet you. Thank you.
No.